Hey guys, this is Jay Lethal, the Black Machismo, and woo, the Nature Boy, and hey guys, this is Jay Lethal, the Black Machismo, and woo, the Nature Boy, and you're listening to the Potsy and Tino Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Pots and Pans Network brings to you its Tag Team Champions of the World! The Road Dogg, Tino Gray. The Badass, Rob Potsy Podchak. The Potsy and Tino Show, as Tino is wearing the t-shirt. Not the one that it says to support the show and buy the shirt, but I believe you can buy both of them on the website. So,
hey, this one's cool to see. You can see it. Potsy and Tino Show.
Using the old ECW style graphic there. Folks, before we get started, I do want to send thoughts and prayers out to two sets of people. Brian James, the Road Dogg.
My alter ego.
Yeah, the other Tino. He may have suffered a heart attack this past weekend, so thoughts and prayers out to his family. He's in the hospital,
yeah.
So thoughts and prayers out to his family, and also my friend Delaney Neal, who unfortunately was in a rough vehicle accident. Yeah, she flipped over a Jeep with her and her little kid in the car.
Oh my God.
So she's doing better. Bruises, cuts, all types of things.
That is one of the things I worry about in that Jeep of mine. You take a corner too fast, you gonna roll.
Yeah. So, but the good news about a Jeep is that it's built kind of to do that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're very top heavy, so they like to roll, but it's but it is one of those things where, like, at least it's built with the roll bars and everything else to protect a lot more.
Well, I've got like the Jeep, the Patriot, so it's not like the.
Oh yeah, yours
is like
isn't
an SUV.
Yeah, yours isn't really like that though.
Yeah.
So, but hers was like the Rubicon.
Got it.
So hers was definitely like that. So yeah, there's that. Folks, as always, don't be shy. Say hi.
Hi.
We're back on Monday night. We are ready to do this.
Yes.
Tino came fully prepared, wearing his Potsy and Tino gear. I've decided I'm going to wear a Sony shirt today.
I was like, you know what? I haven't worn my shirt for a while.
And Tino, before we really get started, I let you try yet another 2 bourbons tonight. You're actually drinking one of them right now. Is it better now that it's had the ice drip into it a little bit?
I don't know, because before the ice, shit tastes like straight up rubbing alcohol.
And
chilled rubbing alcohol. I've had worse. No, that is pretty good.
So what Tino's actually drinking tonight is Blackened, Metallica's 2020 gold medal winning bourbon. That I bought for my buddy Chris Edge's bachelor party last weekend. And welcome to the show, Mr. Helios.
He's here.
Yeah, unfortunately, we cannot send the invite tonight. When Tino's at home next time, we will make sure to invite Mr. Helios to the show.
He didn't come even when we invited him.
Dude, so funny story about that.
Okay.
I'm sure he's going to mention it, but the reason why Terrence wasn't able to join the show last week was because when I sent the invite to him, thinking it was through Facebook, like I sent it to you, it went to his Instagram instead.
Oh.
So he didn't see it until he went to his Instagram account.
Got it.
And he said he even thought he heard you say, "Terrence, are you coming?"
Yeah.
And
because I did.
Yeah.
She caught. Oh, I'm like, dude, you coming?
Yeah. So that's why Terrence did not join the show last week. But we're here. We're ready to do this. Lots of good stuff in the world of professional wrestling. But before we ever start talking about pro wrestling, we always start with a little segment we like to call "What's Up With You?" And we're going to start with this man right here.
Yes, sir. Not a whole lot I was supposed to have.
You got to start doing some more stuff, man.
Dude, well, now that they can serve past 11 now, hopefully the shows will pick up. But This past Saturday, I was supposed to play at the Mason Jar Brewery in Fuquay. And I'm guessing it was going to be outside because the way it is now, we're in North Carolina, so the governor said that while the bars can open, they can only open to 50% inside. So, but outside, so they had a bunch of stuff outside. They had like food trucks and things like that, and I was going to be outside. Well, the weather, you saw that torrential downpour that came, so they canceled it on me. So I got to chill with some friends and stuff.
Tino would have been out there too. He'd have been like,
as long as we had me under something where the rain couldn't get to me, I'd have done it.
Although I mean, it was like thunderstorms.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I probably would have done it because it would, the lightning hit, pow, and I'm like, thank God I wasn't playing in that because I'd have pissed myself and nope, whoop, time to go. Start wrapping up cords. But yeah, so I didn't get that. But this weekend, I will be once again making the long trek starting back my Hickory.
Oh wow!
Hickory show.
Yeah, I'm not going out there.
So that's starting back this Saturday. I'll be in Hickory, North Carolina, at Windy City Sundries. It's my home away from home. That's one of the bars I've been playing. I've been playing Hickory for years. I've been playing Hickory
probably as long as you've been playing.
Yeah, since secondhand flapjack days with Overstreet. So that's back in what 2000, 2002.
Well, the audience has no idea who Secondhand Flapjack is.
That was my original.
Maybe one or two of them that come on here would have seen the show at least once. But yeah, you used to play. What was that?
We started at the original Ruckus in Mission Valley.
Wow,
that's where we started.
Wow,
and then as they started opening other Ruckuses. They plugged us in.
Joe out there sitting there saying that
would have been awesome.
That lightning crashes. What is that? Live?
Yeah.
Live's lightning crashes would have had to be on the playset that night.
We do play that song, so yeah, dude. That's so Hickory. So we've been playing Hickory, but back in the day when we played Hickory, I'd go up on a Thursday, and we'd have a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes a Sunday show. So I'd go up there for a week and make bank and come home because it's all checks, cash, and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right. So it's whittled down now because people aren't paying what they used to a lot of music. So I'm down to the one place that keeps us coming back, and they still pay me very well because I come from Raleigh. So they pay me.
Now, do they let you put a tip jar out?
Yes, we do.
So if anybody wants to hear a specific song, this man does take requests.
And sometimes, and I know one time we had Facebook Live just a couple of songs. I might do that. So you guys pay attention to my page, Tino R. Gray, or Tino R. Gray Music. You might see a couple songs.
Yeah, and if I ever make it out to one of the shows, I could always live stream his stuff too.
But that's the excitement. Haley came home. I got a chance to mess with her, and I'm not gonna do that.
I think you got to now.
No, she might, because it's not official yet, but she might have a new beau.
What? Do I gotta bring my guns?
No, already. No, actually, she said he's a pretty nice guy, so I haven't met him yet. And she'll kill me. She'll kill me if she knows I'm talking about it now, but I'm excited for her because she just to watch her talking about it. She's got the whole the whole smiling and all that stuff, and she's glowing. She's happy. So I'm like, all right, we'll see.
All right. So how's Nicole?
She's good. She got her second shot Wednesday or Thursday, so she was down a little bit, so she's just now starting to come around, and they're on a spring break this week. So tomorrow, her and Matthew are going to the beach, and they're going to spend the night and come back Wednesday. So
did you see what Joe said about Haley?
What?
Oh no, the hell she doesn't. Now, for those that don't know, Joe and I are feuding on Facebook right now.
Oh my God! So about what?
Oh,
I saw one of the things he fact checked you on our last show. You're like, I don't know what I said.
Yeah, what makes me laugh?
I just watched the whole thing. I was just laughing.
What makes me laugh is Joe writes a novel, right, to explain, and Joe, correct me if I'm wrong.
He will.
Oh, I know, but he'll do it here tonight.
I know.
So our entire chat will just be loaded with like a novel. He writes a novel to sit there and explain how I was wrong about something, and I just don't read that far, so I just can't.
Speaking of, guess what I found? I was going through because I'm starting to lose weight again. I'm trying on shirts. Guess what I found? You remember like years ago? Remember we were at Shabar's house when they brought these over. I found my where the fuck did Joe come from T-shirt.
That Joe made for
you.
you.
So I rocked it this weekend.
The very first where the fuck did Joe come from moment.
And so it was awesome. I found it, Joe. And matter of fact, if I think about it, if I remember, I'll wear the shit next week because it's awesome. I was like, oh my god. Because honestly, Joe, I had gotten too chunky to wear it, so I had to put it in the drawer. So now I'm trying on t-shirts again, so it fits again. So I'm gonna wear it. I rocked it this weekend though.
Yeah, dude. So that's what's up with you guys. Anything up with Matthew?
Nah.
He getting into trouble?
Nah, dude. He's excited about this whole. He's already got the spring break week planned out. And Nicole's like, okay. He's like, we're gonna go to the beach, and then we're gonna do this, and Nicole's like, oh, okay. Like you paying for all the shit, okay. Which is cool. They're gonna go to the museum. They're going to the beach tomorrow. Come back Wednesday, Thursday. They'll probably go to a museum or something. Friday,
no beach though.
Huh? No, they're going to the beach tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, tomorrow they're going to the beach and staying the night, and they're coming back Wednesday. So so Thursday they're probably, and then I'm off Friday for Good Friday. So we'll probably do something. Then Saturday I'm out. I definitely am long-winded in my corrections. Not a lie. I think it's important.
Say it loud enough for everybody to hear it.
They can't read it? Okay. Bitch. So Joe said, can't you make it come up there?
No, that's on when we're not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joe says, oh yeah, I definitely am long-winded in my corrections. That's not a lie. I think it's important to lay out the facts in a detailed manner. I'm trying to think of ways to stretch this comment out.
You did a good job there, Joe. That's for certain. So interesting fact about the whole Joe situation. I got a message from our friend of the show, Jack Rook, and he was like, "Who's this Joe guy? And do I have to go to his house and beat him up?"
No, Sketchy LaJoe's
I was like, no, he's our fact checker. So
I think Sketchy LaJoe was back when we were still doing Apple before all this.
So here's what's crazy about how I know Joe. Okay, so I met Joe, I believe, through my friend Nick Stevenson. I still wear the friend of the show shirt. Yeah,
that's awesome.
But I was playing poker with my buddy Nick, like on a week in, week out basis, and he's like, we're gonna bring this guy named Sketchy Joe out, and I'm like, Sketchy Joe, and then I met him, and I was like, yep, that dude's sketchy, right?
But I thought it was Sketchy LaJoe.
Well, then
okay.
I'm sitting there talking to Ward as we're doing the Potsy and the Turd show,
yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you got to meet my friend Joe. We call him Sketchy, and I'm like, so it just transpired that it became Sketchy LaJoe because like we just kept taking it further, you know, like. So, because now I think it's Sketchy LaJoe.
Yeah, I think it's changed since the time I've joined on.
So Tino, I got some crazy stuff going on.
What you got?
Well, obviously the day job is going well, and it sounds like yours is too. Yep, so that's great. Today I had to deliver a training of something that I don't even think I was trained on.
So you did the training?
Yeah, I had to do the training.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. Got some good feedback from everybody from it. But you know, I've been doing these sketch and sips where
I've been watching those.
Where I'll sit at like Ruckus and I'll have a drink and I'll just be like doodling and I try to draw something as fast as I can and you know put it out there on TikTok. You know, so now I've got like 1,000 likes on my TikTok and stuff, which is kind of cool. I don't have nearly as many subscribers, so subscribe to Rob Potsy Podcheck on TikTok.
And this show.
And of course this show, Potsy and Tino. I think it's just Potsy and Tino. I don't even know if maybe it's Potsy and Tino show.
Possibly.
I don't know. There's only one TikTok on there for us. So.
Oh, I thought you meant TikTok. I'm talking about the YouTube.
Oh well, definitely the YouTube channel, Rob Potsy, because I've told Tino that I will tell. Now I've already told.
Get a lot.
I've already told the craziest single story of my GameStop career that happened to me directly. And I have told Tino that when we monetize this show, which means we need 1,000 YouTube subscribers, so tell all your friends about us. I will tell the story the crazy
I'm so excited. I wish you
Vegas story that I'm not supposed to tell. And
which means you guys need to subscribe so we can.
Yeah, because we're gonna mention it every week until we get to it. So Led Joe came from the time the three of us and Ward did our WrestleMania predictions for WrestleMania 30, and I said legit twice, and Rob decided I said it a lot.
I'm trying to find the Potsy and Tino TikTok, so you guys, so I'm not ignoring you.
He doesn't even know where to find the TikTok that we set up in October of last year. So got that going on. Okay, so obviously I will tell the GameStop story of the week tonight, but if you want me to tell the one story that could really, really make you go, I can't believe that shit really happened, and I will tell you it legit happened, for you, Joe, legit.
Just for you.
We've got to hit 1,000 YouTube subscribers before I tell that one. And we're a ways away, so you guys got some work to do to get us up to 1,000 subscribers. Now, same time, if you haven't already subscribed to the show, please do. But did I tell you that I was writing a romance novel?
You did, and you were drinking, so I thought that you were just...
Well, no. I'll tell the whole story to everybody so they understand why I started doing it in the first place. Because it wasn't a novel initially. And it's not meant to be a novel at all. Okay. So my brother-in-law, Shane.
Yes. Oh, I think you did the Hallmark. I think I know what you... Yes.
You would never think that this guy is a Hallmark Channel watcher.
I do remember you telling me this now.
But he swear to God, has like his entire TiVo is just loaded with Hallmark movies at this point, and most of them are Christmas ones. Now he started to do this thing where, like, at Christmas time only, he would sit there and watch Hallmark movies to get a good cry, is what he would say, right? And some of them can get you, you know. Anytime Katrina Law's in one of them, you know. But she was on Arrow
and DJ Tanner.
Yeah, DJ Tanner. Yeah, Cameron.
Bure now.
Yeah.
Or however you say it.
Yeah, Candace Cameron Bure.
In Lori Loughlin and a bunch of them too. No, Lacey Sherbert.
Lacey Chambert.
I say Sherbert. I don't know.
Yeah, the Party of Five girl. Yeah. Not Nev Campbell, the other one.
Not the hot one, the other one.
No. Well, not Jennifer Love Hewitt. The other one, the Lacey Chambert was the little one.
No. Lacey was on. Lacey was on Seventh Heaven.
No, that was Jessica Biel.
No, but she was. But the Lacey chick was also. I'm gonna look it up. But Jessica Biel, yeah, she's hot too. I want to bust Jessica.
I just watched the A-Team movie and it had her in it.
Oh my God! And then she married Justin Timberlake. I'm like, really?
Well, she also had a thing apparently with Alex Rodriguez, but we're not a gossip show for this stuff. So I'm gonna get back to the story.
And then Rebecca Gayheart, that's from the '90s, not Zima Girl. Yeah,
the one with the hair.
She could have got it.
She was also on Nip Tuck.
Yeah. Now, even Nicole knows. Like as we were watching the movie with I think what we were watching, but it had the Noxzema chick in it. Rebecca Gayheart. She was just mixed. Wasn't that the chick you got a crush on? I'm like, yeah.
Well, back then everybody did. So, but all right. So Shane has this thing about watching those movies. And I said, Shane, I can't believe that you fall prey to this because of how
grown-ass man.
How bad these movies really are.
I want his man card.
And you want his man card. And Lacey was in Party of Five and later in Mean Girls. Yes.
Oh, okay,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
See, Joe keeps us straight.
But I told you she was. I was right.
You were.
I was right, and he says that she is his Hallmark girl. So okay, so I finally just said, as a writer, I could write one of these damn movies, and Shane was like, oh yeah, well
you write it, I'll write a love song, just one love song, that's all you get
for the movie.
Yeah, I'll write it.
Okay,
and perform.
You better perform it in the movie.
You write me in it, I'll do it. So you let me be your leading man, like the rock star. Yeah.
So what I decided to do was put a different concept on it, because there's really like 4 Hallmark movie concepts. There's the princess who doesn't know she's a princess. There's the prince who comes into town and doesn't tell anybody that he's a prince. There's the writer of a blog, and then there's the cook-off or ice sculpture.
or they're trying to save the family home or business. You forgot about that one. There's always one of those. Like the bank's coming to foreclose on it, and they've got to raise.
Yeah, but that's normally why they do the ice sculpture.
Okay.
So okay. There's the 4, right?
Okay.
And every year they come out with like 8 new ones that are the exact same concepts. So I decided to write one about a guy who was down on his luck and became a comic book writer. And
you gonna star in that?
No.
Why not?
Are you kidding?
You could be a Sylvester Stallone and Rocky, man. Like your shit. Have 5 sequels.
So by the way, Stallone actually got offered to have that movie made like 6 times, and he kept saying, "No, not gonna do it, no."
Well,
and the reason why was because
people to play Rocky.
Because he wanted to play Rocky.
Yep.
You're absolutely right. So anyway, I got talking to another writer buddy of mine, and I was like, yeah, so I got this concept, and I don't know what to do with it. Now it's not fully written out or anything. Right now it's concept phase. And he goes, oh, let me hook you up with a ghostwriter friend of mine, and let's see what she says about it. Well, the first thing she said was that it was very concepted for just the male point of view. Makes sense. I'm a guy, right? And she said,
the ones on Hallmark for the female point of view. So I mean, what?
But they always have the 2 stories going, and then they hit at the end, right?
Okay.
And mine really came from one side and never really went with the other side.
Okay.
So Chris Barrett, by followers.
Oh.
What is that? It's someone just throwing in. It's not Chris Barrett. It's
just become famous by followers.
Yeah, I think that's just spam. All right.
Off of Twitch.
Yeah, it came off the Twitch channel. Oh well.
Oh
well. But yeah. So this female writer is now taking the concept and fleshing it out and wants to make it into a novel. So.
Oh, I thought you were going to say make it into a Hallmark movie.
Well, the idea is overall to then sell it to become a movie.
That would be so awesome.
Yeah. So we're supposed to in the next couple. I don't know. She's moving, and then after she gets done moving, she's like after I do that and I flesh out where the ideas go, this is going to be a pretty quick thing. And I'm like, awesome.
Sweet.
So don't have a publisher set up for it yet, but I'm thinking with my bookstore deal, probably just put out an actual book from Keenspot, and then try to sell the rights to it to Hallmark or whomever wants to make it. If we kill somebody and we can go to Lifetime.
Oh, Lifetime or Oxygen.
Whatever happened to like Lifetime used to be the nice channel, and then all of a sudden it started having everybody like these weird. The wife got beaten, and now she goes on a killing rampage.
I like those shows. And the My Sordid Affair, yeah, and then at the end she gets hers.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to be like Oxygen. I guess because they figured Hallmark's got torn up the market on other stuff, so they're gonna try to.
Although now
nobody beats my Investigation Discovery. Nobody beats my ID.
I don't even know what that is.
Investigation Discovery on TV that has like the Joe Kendas and all the murder. My wife gets on me all the time. She goes, "Why are you watching all these murder shows? Are you taking notes and so you can get rid of me?" I already know.
But now we got another one on there. I'm wondering if I could just cut those off.
Yeah, that's weird.
Boom! No more of those. If I see another one, I'm gonna knock it off of there too. Mm-hmm. All right. So.
Oh, there's another show that's. Well, sorry.
Well, no. Just going back into it. I'm working on a book. Is that another one?
2. Oh.
Man, they're just
like 4 in a row. Boom. They said, "We'll show you. You can't block us."
Yeah, apparently. So apparently, I'm getting spammed on Twitch right now. We may just have to let it go and then delete them off after the fact. But yeah. So another one.
No, Joe just said the bottom one.
Joe, I would be completely fine with that and Ryan Cabrera, her fiance, as the male act. Not you.
I want to be the man. I don't want to be the only dude with a guitar singing. Fuck Ryan Cabrera.
He could sing your song. Go on the charts. You got to determine whether or not you're going to sell out like me for my Hallmark movie, or
for a musician, if I write the song and don't get to play it, that's kind of like you dating a girl and me getting.
I don't know, man. Certain people made a lot of money off of writing the songs.
That is true.
Like Barry Manilow. He writes the songs.
I know, but I want to at least have one I can.
You'd obviously be able to sing it. It's just not in the movie, because if we had Ryan Cabrera, he gets to sing it. Hey, it's not. I'm not even getting to act opposite of Alexa Bliss in that situation, Like,
but you just told me I can write the song, I can sing it in a movie. Now you're gonna stab me in the back for Ryan Cabrera.
We'd make him lip sync your song.
Why that white boy sound like Hootie?
Isn't that Ryan Cabrera? That doesn't sound like Ryan Cabrera.
No, that would be cool though.
But yeah, so with Keen Spot already having a rom-com coming out at some point, it was originally supposed to come out last year, and it was supposed to come out in February, and then since movies still aren't coming out, it's been pushed back even further. But I am thinking that at some point there is a possibility that due to writing something like this, if it actually took off, because Valerie, the woman who's taking the concept and kind of playing with it, she's actually, as a ghostwriter, so and this is what I told her, because I was like I come from the comic book world. In comic books, everybody gets credit for what they do. Not Japanese comics. Japanese comics, like the main writer artist gets credit for everything, and then there's some just random studio that does everything else. But in American comics, if unless there's a mistake on the credits, if you have 4 different people ink pages, so take the pencils from the main artist and then ink it, the 4 inkers get credit for their work.
Okay.
So I told her, I was like, listen, here is all I want. I want to take my concept, I want to own my concept, and then I just want to share the byline. Like you can write as much of it as you want. You can, if you only want to write this other part, it might never get made. But here's the deal, like
that's fair.
Yeah, I was like it'd be Rob Pochak, Valerie, and I think her last name's Willis. So Valerie Willis, and the reason why that appeals to her is because she's ghost written stuff, which means she doesn't get any credit for it.
Yeah. Right?
And she's got her own book lines and stuff. She's written some pretty crazy stuff. She's got 2 different pen names and all this other stuff. Yeah. So it's pretty cool to think that this is something that could actually down the line possibly happen. And me, like I've got my hand in everything now.
Mm-hmm.
Like a romance novel, a Hallmark movie from the romance novel, comic books. The fact that Junior High Horrors Freaks and Geeks has now been labeled as a children's book. Like I've got a children's book coming out in bookstores in July. Order now on Amazon or wherever books are sold. What's that?
I did order.
It's about time.
It was about time. I ordered a week ago. I still ain't got my book.
Well, it comes out in July. This guy never listens. And then I did finish the latest script for the next Junior High Horrors book, which comes out in July as well.
Was that with Freaks and
No, Freaks and Geeks is the collection of the first 6.
Okay.
And then the new one is Return of the Walking Flu.
That was it.
So I've already written that. Eric should be working on the artwork for it. And then I've already said that I'm going to write 2 more of those. But I'm getting this itch again, man, to get back on writing one of my other stories. And
which one are you gonna do?
Well, I've written 3 issues of the new Immortal series already.
Right.
I'm waiting on the art for it. I've written.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Immortal.
She's right here.
Yep.
Yeah, right there.
Where's Artie?
He's in the book.
Dude, just Artie. I like Artie. I like his the art, the picture of Artie. That's a cool looking character.
He's a weird looking dude.
But he's cool looking.
He'd be difficult to put into a movie, which is unless we did animated.
Animated, or they can do prosthetics with what they're doing now, CGI and all that.
I guess. But you don't want to waste your budget on a character's nose.
No,
So, but
let's get Triple H to play.
I'm okay with that.
Or Ric Flair.
He wouldn't sound the way that I would want him to.
Flair.
Get Ric Flair.
Triple H. My name is Artie.
Yeah, so
So I want to say before we go on the show, I said that I wanted to ask you about because we ended up watching the same night. Remember, I messaged you like, "What do you think it is?" Invincible. So what you think of Invincible? What is it supposed to be? Because like those characters at first, it reminded me of the Justice League, like the Darkwing dude. Like that's Batman.
Oh no,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's and. So I'd say it's an independent comic, except it's actually written by Robert Kirkman, the guy that created The Walking Dead.
Yes,
right.
And when I said even a lot of the voices are Walking Dead people. The main
main character Stephen Yeun.
Glenn.
Yeah, so it's Stephen Yeun. It's J.K. Simmons. Yeah. It's the one that plays the one that can throw stuff to make it explode is Rafi from the League. He's in everything now. Like he was the TikTok man in John Wick 3.
Yeah. The mom is Sandra Oh, played on Grey's Anatomy. She was one of the chicks on Grey's Anatomy. So,
and it looks just like her.
Yeah.
So the idea behind it was Robert Kirkman, when he started The Walking Dead, was basically told like 7 times by Image Comics, we're not going to publish it. Okay.
What, The Invincible?
No. Walking Dead.
Oh, okay.
So he kept getting rejected. So when he finally got Walking Dead picked up, and it became their number 1 selling book because number 1 sold okay, number 2 sold a little bit better, number 3 sold. So there was a different trend than what normally happens in comics, where you see number 1's here and then number 2's here. Mm-hmm. It was number 1, number 2, and it just kept going up. Yeah. So it just kept going up, and finally, like, Robert Kirkman kind of bucking the trend because, like, he got told multiple times zombies don't sell. He was like, well, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to take another concept that doesn't really sell, teenage superhero, and I'm going to create a brand new one, and I'm going to do my take on it. And the whole reason why is because I don't think there are enough good superhero comics out there. Don't put that on artwork.
I just want it to fall over, but okay.
Put it on the floor then, or put it up here.
It's right there.
Anyways, so the cartoon, yes, and anybody who ever writes like a superhero thing always goes back to the ideals of the already existing superheroes. So like in the first set of Immortal books, there was a guy named Guy that we changed his name to Glenn because people said apparently there was another book that was published by Keenspot at the time that had a guy named Guy in it. And I named him Guy because I liked Galaxy Quest, and there's the guy named Guy in the movie, right? So anyway, but that character, when he got angry, turned into a giant monster.
Okay.
So
that's Monster Girl.
Well, no, it was the Hulk.
The Hulk.
The
Monster Girl in this one.
But Monster Girl's concept is not quite the same as some of the other characters, like Darkwing. Darkwing is basically Batman, right? And Omni-Man's pretty much Superman, and you've got your but like that one whole group, the Guardians of the Globe.
That was it.
Guardians of the Globe were all the Justice League characters, and it's because the whole concept, as you saw in the first 3 episodes, what happened to him. I'm not going to say it to everybody, but like Tino calls me up or texts me, and he's like, hey, have you watched Invincible yet? I said, I'm watching it right now, and he's like, yeah, me too. And like I was just finishing the 3rd episode. You were just getting on the 2nd episode, and I was like, first episode's a little cheesy, kind of felt like your typical. Let's jump in with a pilot that some of the stuff's cheesy, some of it's good.
That second one, holy shit!
And then the 2nd episode happens, and it's just a blood fest and a lot of fun. So I enjoyed it. And it's funny too because I never actually read the comic, and now
I neither. I never heard of it.
Now the comic is like soaring in price. So if you have the original Invincible books, good on you.
And I caught up on which you won't probably for people who hadn't watched it, but I caught up on
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
And I actually watched the new one before you did, and I'm like,
yeah,
that dude's a dick. And you're like, wait, I haven't watched it yet. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought you had, but he's a dick.
The only thing I'll say about Falcon and Winter Soldier that I'm on the fence whether or not I like about it or not. Love the show. Mm-hmm. Love the show. Love the dichotomy between the characters. Love the fact that it's basically Marvel's Lethal Weapon.
Yes.
Right? I don't like the racial overtone that they keep, like, in both episodes so far, there's been a moment where it's like, this would only happen to the black superhero. Okay? And what I mean by that is when they go for the loan.
Yeah.
You know, and
that second one when he went and met the older dude.
Right.
Yeah, and they came out the neighborhood and they were arguing.
And of course, the two cops, what did they do? They sat there and were like, is this guy bothering you, sir?
Yes.
And then, of course, you know, they threw a little spin on it, but I don't want to ruin it for everybody. There's also talk that Terrence and I may talk about the shows, the Falcon Winter Soldier ourselves.
I want to test them. I can't be on that show either.
No, I didn't say you couldn't be on the show.
Okay. I want to step on Terrence's toes.
Well, and that's just it. You know, like establish a new show. You don't necessarily. I don't know. Anyways,
you can't have a show two black guys. Is what you're saying?
Hey, probably.
Okay.
Probably. So, folks, I still haven't created a new little. I haven't developed a new gimmick yet for the Rob's GameStop story of the week. I'm telling it.
I don't get to pick.
No, because you'll pick the one that I'm not allowed to tell.
Just show me which one you're not allowed, and I'll pick another.
The very bottom one you're not allowed to tell.
All right.
And now that I said that, it's probably not the very bottom one. And I'll just be like, nope, not saying that one. So again, folks, for those out there, if you are not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, when we hit 1,000 subscribers, I will.
How do you go somewhere?
You want me to tell the story?
Yes.
Okay.
That one.
Okay. I will tell this story. Do we have Terrence is laughing his ass off already. Do we have Katie in the audience? Is Katie here?
No, not yet. She's not on either one.
No.
And I messaged her before we went on that we were going on, so she might still be at work.
Yeah. So all right. Tino wants to hear a conference story. Isaiah Bradley, the Tuskegee Captain America. That's pretty much accurate. The story was written that before they ever tested anything on Steve Rogers, they needed other people to test stuff on, and they tested it on black men back in the 30s.
Fortunately, they were guinea pigs back in the day.
And of course they even talked about that in the show.
Yeah.
A little bit when he said he got put in prison, and then they just prodded him and stole his blood. So that's where the theory is that these new super soldiers are coming from. Now that I've said that, now that I've ruined the entire show, if I do another show with Terrence tomorrow. No, I'm kidding. But you know me, I'll go for hours. Tino wants to hear the story about how I forgot pants one year.
How the hell? How do you go on a trip and you don't pack pants?
It's a good question.
Now, let's hear this. Were you drunk the night before when you were packing?
But do you want me to tell the story?
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was very, very drunk the night before and had to be at the airport at like 6 in the morning.
I know Rob.
Too well, apparently. So interestingly enough, since you're talking about GameStop, I've got a shout out to Shelby and Jay over at the Garner location again. Love getting a voicemail from them that says, "Hey, dude."
That is awesome.
I mean, only if it's actually the sound from the old Nickelodeon TV show.
Hey, dude.
Otherwise, not very professional. Anyways.
That's kind of customer service. They kind of know you kind of...
I wouldn't want to be called dude over my own phone. Unless it's by, like, you.
Okay.
You know, you're telling me my product's ready to be picked up. I don't want to be called dude.
Oh,
not even saying I want to be called sir. Just, hey, Rob, just so you know, your game's in.
Okay.
Cool. You know, hey, dude, your game's in. That doesn't sound very personable. Like, it sounds the opposite of that.
So if I called you, be like, hey, bitch, your game's in, then... No? Okay.
So, all right. So, yeah, that's right. There was that one year. This was, man, it had to be like 2007 because I was going to be rooming with Chris Edge, who I think only went to one conference. And there's multiple Chris Edge GameStop conference stories, but I'll give the whole version here because
I saw another one up there. I'm like, nah, that I started to pick that one, then I saw that one. I'm like, nah, that one.
Well, the other one's good too, and it happened the same year. But yeah, so we get home. Like I basically tell him, hey, you can crash over at my place, and that way we can ride to the airport together. Blah blah blah, and you know we'll get the conference. Now, in Durham at the time, there was a hurricane warning. Okay. So we went out the night before. Went out to probably 2 o'clock in the morning. Had to be up at 5 to then go. And of course, me being who I am, forgot to pack the night before. So I grab my bag and I start throwing stuff in. And in fact, I probably did start packing the night before. But when I got to Vegas, I looked in my bag. Now, okay, I was wearing jeans when I got to the airport, so I did have a pair of pants. However, GameStop back then had a no jeans policy. That has since changed, and now you can pretty much only wear jeans to GameStop. Like, they don't want other types of pants, unless you're a female and you wear whatever,
Right.
Because, they can wear anything pretty much to work. The female dress code policy is so lax, it's not even funny.
Oh.
Like guys have to wear a t-shirt and jeans. You can't sit there and go, well, what if I want to wear... Nope, t-shirt and jeans. Okay. Anyways,
and I'd be cool with that, because that's my everyday outfit anyway.
So I get to conference, and I'm actually not rooming with Chris. Chris and I roomed, I think, the following year. But Chris and I rode to the airport together. Turns out my flight takes off on time, and his doesn't, which is supposed to leave 15 minutes later because of the hurricane that came through. So he got stuck in Durham for like another 4 hours. And when we're supposed to be landing in Vegas like 15 minutes apart, taking the same bus to the all this other stuff, none of that happened because, well, his plane didn't take off. Thank you, Southwest Airlines, for flying through anything. So I start unpacking my bag, and I don't have any pants. I literally had no pants. So when Chris got in, Chris wasn't my roommate, like I said, but he was crashing in my room the first day because we always go a day early, and then my roommate would show up, and my roommate at that point was Carlos. Well, Chris and Carlos knew each other and everything else, and so we started this theme that it wasn't that I didn't pack pants. It was that Chris Edge stole my pants.
Oh, okay.
And this was the running theme through the entire week. And Chris totally knew about it. So he started stealing other stuff from people. Like, just randomly taking stuff from people.
That sounds like it.
Just to do it. So, like we would have drinks at the bar. And Chris would just walk up, grab someone's drink, and start drinking it. And he was like, no shame, no worry, whatever. And if someone did call him out for it, he'd be like, no, it's my drink. So we were trying to get this theme going that people thought he was just a kleptomaniac.
Right.
He was just stealing stuff from everybody. So like at one point he stole someone's shampoo. I think he stole someone's toothbrush.
You guys have too much time in your hands.
And the whole reason why was because
he stole your pants.
I didn't want to admit that I forgot to pack pants.
So what happened? How did you get pants?
So and I couldn't shop for them because we weren't allowed back then. You weren't really allowed to go do anything. So I just had to ask people if I could borrow a pair of pants. And one of the other managers let me borrow a pair of pants.
And they fit?
No, they were long. So the entire week I wore the same pair of pants that like I had to wrap up the legs. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Wow.
It's a fun story though.
I don't know what's funnier.
Oh, it's funny.
You're walking around with some long ass pants, or Chris just walking around taking people's shit.
That's what made it so much fun. He kept it going after the conference too. Like he randomly showed up at Carlos's house, knocked on the doors. Carlos's girlfriend at the time, now his wife, led him into the house, and Chris made a thing of pizza rolls and ate all the pizza rolls while he was there, and then just left.
And his girlfriend's like.
She was like, what's going on with this? And like I said, we had started this whole thing where Chris was just a klepto, so like Carlos just thought it was
funny.
Part of the whole thing,
I don't know if somebody walking by.
Unfortunately, those two don't talk to each other anymore.
Because he ate all his pizza rolls.
Because he ate all his pizza rolls, exactly. That's exactly why it was. But so there you go. There's the GameStop story of the week, and I am out of here. Thank you, Dennis Miller, for that one.
Back in the drawer. All right.
Back in the drawer so I don't lose it, right? I just so everyone knows, I did write down about 7
Yeah, there's
new
a bunch of
GameStop
them.
stories on there, so that I continue to deliver the goods.
And as you think of them, you keep writing them down because
yeah,
we're doing this every week.
And what's
You need
sad,
to make up a banner.
I do. You know what? You need to make up a banner. Yeah, see.
Just put GameStop story.
Yeah, it's real easy. No, you have to go into a program to actually do that. Yeah. Yeah, it's not the easiest thing in the world, man. And it takes time. That's why I don't have them every week.
Okay.
But anyways, and because I sit in front of another computer for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, I don't want to come up and sit in front of this computer for.
Can't say I blame you there.
Yeah, you know, and that's one of the reasons. And I hate to say this, it's one of the things that's made it difficult to like keep writing right now is the fact that like I'm still trying to get used to the fact that I sit in front of a computer for 40 hours a week now. Minimum, you know, if I work overtime or whatever, I'm sitting in front of there even longer.
Yeah.
So I right now I'm to the point where like I'm amazed I got the last book written, but you know, like there's other stuff I could be writing and I just don't want to in front of the computer right now. And this chair, when I do that, it's like,
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, this shit's about to fall.
nah, it's good. It's good. It's a pretty sturdy chair, so
Now it's time what we came for.
well, I think before we do that, Tino, I think it's time to hear another one of your McDonald's stories.
Let's see. I got a McDonald's story for
He
you.
probably doesn't have a McDonald's story.
Oh, I got a lot of McDonald's stories.
But that's what you always say, but then you'll always start with the same one.
There's a time that I'm very...
Go ahead, tell the story now.
So, I'm a smartass as an adult, but as a teenager working at McDonald's, I was really a smartass.
He didn't learn his lesson, in other words, folks.
I was in a drive-thru. I don't know why they did that. I was in a drive-thru with a headset, and the lady came through, and I could tell she had kids in the car.
And you're sitting there like...
Yeah, so I'm like, can I take your order? I can I take your order? Give me a minute. Okay. I got people behind her backing up. Ma'am, are you ready? I said, give me a minute. I said, okay, your clock's ticking. She said, excuse me? I said, you're just rude. I'm almost ready. Can you give me a minute? Okay. She pull up to the window. Can I speak to your manager? That's me. I'm a shift manager.
You're the shift manager? I'd have been like, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Give me a minute.
I did. But I didn't do that. I went like, this is how much of a smartass I was because I was 16.
You did the spin around.
No, not even that. I did the John Cena. I said, give me a minute. Yes, ma'am. Can I help you? She drove away and called our owner. Because he get the little number on the thing. He called me. He's like, that's how I picked up the phone. I'm like, hello. I heard, Tino. I'm like,
yes, sir.
I'm like, Mr. Brown.
Give me a minute.
I said, yes, sir. He said, I had a customer call. Did you tell this lady that the clock was ticking and then proceed to hum the Jeopardy theme song?
I'd have been like, nope.
I'm like, no, sir, I did not.
You did, didn't you? You said that.
I said, no, sir, I did not. She goes, well, she's pretty sick. And then she said when she drove up to the window, she asked to speak to the manager. You told her you were the manager, and then you did a peekaboo and said
You did a peekaboo.
That's what he said to me. He said you did a peekaboo. And
What's
said,
up, Chris Barrett?
He said you did a peekaboo and said I am the manager. I'm like, sir, I've never done anything. I am. You know me, sir. You know me. He goes, yes, Tino, I know you. I'm gonna take your word for it this time. Please don't have anybody call me again. I said, yes, sir.
All right.
And then that was before the whole cheeseburger thing.
You want me to tell you the one of my favorite Jersey Mike stories when I worked there?
I'm the manager.
So one of my favorite Jersey Mike stories when I worked there was I was always the Saturday manager. Mm-hmm. You know, because like I think I just turned 18, and they kept telling me that they wanted to put me on salary, but they wanted to give me like $18,000 a year to be on salary. And I was like, no, I make more working the 45 hours a week that you make me work, getting overtime at like $9 an hour. So no, I'm just gonna stick with that. Well, I started getting more and more pissed off at the owner because like he would just randomly show up on my Saturday shifts and just be like,
you got pissed at Mike.
No. His name was DeGaulle.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Tino, I am responsible and respectable employee and would never disrespect the company.
That's right. That's right.
Tino's sitting there going, is it because I'm black?
It's because I'm white.
But anyways, so DeGaulle shows up one day and you know, I'm like, all right, well, if you're here, I'm gonna leave. And you know, like he just never understood why I never wanted to be there while he was there. Well, it's because he's a dick, right? Well, he owned 2 different shops, so we started prank calling the other shop, and it was like me and everybody that worked on Saturdays. So it would be like we'd call up and we'd be like, yeah, we need to order like 14 sandwiches, you know, and we'd order 14, and finally one time he calls up and he goes, you know, I got caller ID. And I'm like, no, you don't. And he goes, yes, I do. And I'm like, no, you don't. And he goes, well, how do you know I don't? And I'm like, because I worked over there. Like, I know. And he's like, well, we just had it installed. And I'm like, what are you trying to say? And he's like, did you just order 14 sandwiches from here? No. Did you just order 14 Rob, I'm getting ready to fire you. Well, I didn't do it, so you'd have to talk to my lawyer after all that.
Oh.
And he's like, is that how it's going to be? So you're saying that some random dude just ordered 14 sandwiches from over here, and it wasn't you, and this guy's actually going to show up and pick them up? I'm like, well, I certainly hope so, because otherwise, I mean, that's a lot of wasted food. I'm like, if you think it's a prank call, why would you make the sandwiches in the first place?
Yeah.
Like just wait till they get there. You know, you should be fast enough on that slicer to get those sandwiches done in no time. I know I am. You know, like, oh man, it was just.
I have another one because you told 2. I want to tell one more.
Okay. I'm sure the audience out there, like Chris Barrett, would love to hear another.
Well, this is a short one because I almost got fired for this one too. Dude pulled up in a Camaro.
Did you ever use the is it because I'm black?
No, I did one time, but that's another story. Dude pulled up in a Camaro and he's rocking out to damn like
docking.
Shout at the devil. Who does that? Shout at the devil. Is that Ozzy?
No, it's not Ozzy. But I know what you're talking
about. Yeah, so he's playing it in the drive-thru, right? So I'm like, oh, this cool. All right. And he goes, and then, dude, I went, welcome to hell. Unfortunately, I wasn't the only one on the headset. The store manager was on the headset as well.
Chris Barrett says, don't you know about Star 69, Rob? And I said, yes, but Star 67 also got rid of it.
Crew. So I was like, welcome to hell. And dude thought it was funny. He ordered food and he was high and drove away. My manager called me in the office though. He said, let's not do that again. I'm like, yes, sir.
I'm like, did you hear his music? It was the devil music.
That's what I told him.
It was the devil music, sir.
Like, welcome to hell. Oh, I'd be fun. I'd be like, Luke, I'm your father.
So once again, while we got Tino sitting here saying this, I will point out that I will tell one of the greatest GameStop stories ever of all time. And this is no joke.
There's an if.
If. So Chris Barrett, I need all your help here with all your buddies, man. If we get 1,000 subscribers to the YouTube channel. I know it's going to take a while. Yeah. But it will be worth the wait. I think
Chris Barrett knows 1,000 people.
I think he does, actually. But yeah, I think that I also because you're talking about stuff like I think 95. I don't know. Oh. But you know our views are going up, so that's awesome. That's good. Our comments are definitely there. We definitely pay attention to our our listeners.
Because we're entertaining sons of bitches.
We really are. We really are.
We pop ourselves
You're,
all the time.
you're sitting there telling that story about how you were like, welcome to hell. And I'm sitting there instantly thinking of another GameStop story. So,
oh, you got to write it down?
well, should I just tell it? I'll give this one away for free. It's not
Okay,
very long.
yeah.
It's literally the woman came in, and based on the music that was playing inside that was corporately approved music, she was like, y'all are going to hell.
What the hell were y'all playing?
Well, I don't know, like Avril Lavigne.
They're going to hell for playing Avril Lavigne.
I miss when they used to play Avril Lavigne in there, man. Because
If you were playing, I'm a Barbie girl.
No,
then you're going to hell for that one.
That wasn't Avril.
I
No,
know
it was
what
Skater Boy though.
Skater Boy. No, I'm saying if you were playing Barbie girl.
But they
you're going
showed
to
the video of Skater Boy. That's why I liked watching it.
hell. Oh yeah.
You know, so I mean, anyways. So Tino,
It's that time.
tell it. Not like anything worthwhile.
Oh damn! Going on in wrestling right now. He went there.
I disagree.
And we're gonna start off with why. AEW, the hottest thing of the night for me.
Hold on. Let's
And I want to see if you agree with me.
Well, I know what you're gonna say.
That smoking promo from Britt Baker DMD.
Didn't we talk about that last week?
No, she did a promo last week.
Oh, she did Wednesday?
Yeah, she did a promo last week.
That's right. We did talk about it, though.
We talked, but not on air.
Gotcha. I want to point some things out about this.
The Pinnacle was good. I know that's what you're going to talk about.
No. I agree with you that Britt Baker had a career-defining chat. Interestingly enough, so did her boyfriend Adam Cole on Wednesday night on NXT.
Yes.
But I'm going to say this.
See, he said, "Man, you're right. AEW got it."
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. She did something that AEW does too much. She brought up a legend just to get cheap heat.
Yep.
Which, by the way, when she's like, "Thanks for the thumbs up, Mick, but I don't need it." If you paid attention, real close attention, not only did she sit there and give the props the way that Mick would have, right here in wherever Mick's sitting right now, she was also wearing a flannel shirt. So this was her, and you know, I'm also going to say, did you hear Mick's response to that?
Oh, he loved it.
No, he actually said, I feel kind of bad that I got called out like this. Now, it's all because Mick's in character.
Oh, okay.
Because he also said, because on Wednesday as well, the WWE announced that Kane was going into the Hall of Fame. So the thing that Mick Foley said that was so great was, I want to go ahead and thank the only dental doctor that will ever go into a Hall of Fame, Isaac Yankem. And that...
I didn't see that one.
And that shows you how Mick still got it, baby. Because it was one of those moments.
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
Where he killed it. He killed it because once again they're staying in character, right? But Tino, she's sitting there trying to stay heel, and you can hear people cheering her.
Yes, and she's trying to tell them.
And she's trying to tell them, I don't need your cheers.
Yes,
she needs the cheers.
Just like Rock when he was right there on the fence. He said, "This isn't sing along with the Rock." When they start doing his catchphrases,
and he'd be like, "If you smell."
Yeah, so I think you're right though. I think it's about to be a turn for Britt because the fans.
I don't think she wants to turn. I think that's the problem. Yeah. She likes being the heel, and the character fits her. Don't get me wrong, but I'm telling everybody right now,
still be a face and do heelish shit. Though.
Like she was showing the total props there. She wasn't just trying to call out the legend because the legend said really nice things about her, or because of all the people saying this looks like this Mick Foley moment here, and this looks like this. It was the match itself was excellent.
Yes.
On top of that, the fact that Britt was still healthy enough to come back out the next week, her head looked like it had a gap in it where she had been hit. Dude. And you know, she brings up the 87 thumbtacks and everything else. And then my favorite part about all that, Tino, is she sat there and she's like, it took you 20 years to become a hardcore legend. It took me one night. That's not true. It probably only took Mick one night to actually become a hardcore legend.
When he got his hair ripped off, I mean, come on.
Well, that wasn't even a hardcore match.
I know.
No, but he was in exploding barbed wire death matches where the ring actually did explode. Kenny Omega.
Not the sparklers.
So, but excellent promo. You're absolutely right. I don't remember much of the wrestling from Wednesday night.
I do remember one spot.
Okay.
That I was like, oh shit. Who came up and talked shit to Christian? Who was it that came up?
Frankie Kazarian?
He came up to him and was like, yeah. He goes, yeah. He kind of put that challenge out there. He goes, are you busy on Monday nights? No, you're not busy on Monday nights. What? Trying to say, watch me, because they were plugging their Monday night show. But he was one. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I did like the little dig at WWE right there, but I also like the fact that he kept digging at Christian, where he's like, hey, I just want to have a talk with my good friend Christian.
Yeah.
You know, haven't seen you in a little while, and noticed your shirt says "out work everybody." When's that gonna happen? When are you gonna go to work? And he's like, well, Frankie, it's funny you say that. How about next Wednesday? And you know, I don't have an opponent yet. Do you have an opponent? No?
Yeah.
How about I go to work next Wednesday? So they got a little... although, I don't know if they're trying to make Frankie Kazarian heel again, because they were trying to make SCU baby faces.
Well, they were saying, and they're also, I think they might try to be set it up, because they also, this thing going on, if SCU loses one more match,
then they never tag
so they're
together
probably
again.
setting it up where they'll probably lose, and they've got to do something with them. So
Yeah, but you would think that what they would do is they'd have them win the tag championships again, and then have them lose.
I mean,
to
it's
do that.
probably what they're going to do, but I don't know if they're foreshadowing, if they're setting anything up. So.
I don't know. I know Chris Daniels is getting to the point where he's like, I'd rather not go every week, guys.
Yeah.
So who knows? I don't give a damn about the AEW right now. The fact that Mr. Monday Night Rob Van Dam is going into the Hall of Fame means WWE is going to start showing ECW love, just as Peacock stops showing ECW some love. Because guess what, everybody? They're censoring the product.
Why? Then what's the point? What's the point if I can't go back and watch the archive like I wanted to?
Hey, you can't go back and watch Pepe Le Pew cartoons anymore, man.
Luckily, this past weekend, I was going back and I wanted to watch the WrestleMania where I think it was 6 with the Warrior and Hulk Hogan. That also happened to be the WrestleMania where Roddy Piper won it. So I'm like, oh, this is the one. So I watched that match again because I'm like, I'm never going to see this again.
Well, we don't know that. It could end up on their YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. You know, could end up that, in fact, if WWE was smart, what you'd start doing is WWE Uncensored, and you'd start selling the DVDs again of all the censored matches and promos.
I don't want to buy that shit. Well, I can just stream it somewhere. Just stream it. Just put it on.
I'm not saying you'd buy it.
The point is, the Vince gets $2 billion.
Well, actually, Joe, he's only getting $1 billion for Peacock.
Are they ever going? So he's just, the network's gone, right? Because I think I went to watch something on the network and it said go to Peacock. Now they're starting to push you towards Peacock.
So that means that your subscription on WWE Network came up, and they're no longer letting you subscribe for another month because they don't want to issue you a refund for the remainder of the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Good question, Barrett. Tino, honestly, does the Piper match bother you? No, because I see it for what it was. I don't think Piper was being racist. I think Piper was just
getting heat.
Psychological mind games. I mean, he was, so I don't. But I guess, like I said, I see where he was going with it.
So it's funny that you asked that, because and in fact, we'll go ahead and we'll even say that was Chris Barrett asking the tough question. Mm-hmm. I think that when you think about that, it's... I liked what someone said on, I think it was on Busted Open, where they said, you don't know... It was Mark Henry. He said, you don't know where you came from if you take it all away.
Yes.
And hasn't the old phrase always been, if you fail to understand the past, you're doomed to repeat it?
Yes.
So if you take the past away...
You're right, Rob. I had head too early on that, stuck with me.
I had head too early on, and that stuck with me.
There's something you need to keep in the privacy of your own home, Joe?
I know that he's talking about the $2 billion for Peacock. Oh, it's because he had head on his mind. Peacock.
Oh, okay. Heard. Okay.
Now it just changes the whole concept of that. I had heard too early on. There's a possibility that it could be worth up to $2 billion. I know that it's a 5-year deal for $1 billion, so it's like $200 million a year, and which honestly was more than they were making, because they were making about $120 million a year on the network. So, and Chris Barrett says Al Snow Hall of Fame 2021. I doubt it. Although that would be a way to get Mick to show up and do the induction speech, where all he would do is roast Al Snow for 10 minutes, and then Al Snow would come out and he'd basically be like, "Give me that," and just get out of here.
Yeah, and
that would be the end of it. But yeah, the doom to repeat the past stuff means that like people that are too sensitive to everything, like we're getting to the point where people just need to live in a bubble. Yeah. And like their own personal, like everyone's always like, "Oh, it's my bubble, don't get in my bubble," you know? And it's like you can't say anything to anybody anymore without someone finding something offensive. I hate it because I love comedy. And like the only thing I can watch are Tony Baker videos of dogs pushing like squirrels into holes and stuff now.
And cats jumping over cups.
And cats jumping on cups, which was pretty damn funny. It's like when the DX did the.
Oh yeah, that would not
Nation
fly
of Domination.
That would not fly today, because especially he came out in blackface.
Yeah.
That would not fly today.
Yeah, and only Sean Waltman came out in blackface. Yeah. It's just weird. So what else you got from AEW, Tino?
Trying to think. We talked about. I like Johnny Hungee. I like that match with
Johnny what?
He calls himself Johnny Hungee, but the Darby Allin, the dude from Dark Order, Johnny or
John Silver,
but they call him Johnny Hungee. But you ever heard Jim Ross like, "It was Johnny Hungee"? Yeah.
No.
But so John Silver, that was a hell of a match.
Who also ended up injured after the match, so out 4 to 6 weeks.
God.
No surgery needed though.
That was a good match. Trying to think.
What was good about that was before the match, he was doing the coffin drop suicide falls.
They didn't catch the one guy.
Yeah, they just let him fall into the couch.
Oh my god.
By the way, are they going to continue to call him the Dark Order, or should they just call him the Order?
I think because they're trying to still pay tribute to.
They're not dark. There's nothing dark about them except for the clothes they wear. Yeah. I mean, X-Pac was the only one in blackface. Everyone else was lighter than Hogan's darkest tan. Shit. Triple H probably was not lighter than Hogan's darkest tan.
So what'd you think of the Pinnacle, the first match?
I mean, it was what you expected. Yeah. It was nice to see Dash and Dawson actually speak on the mic. But yeah, nothing really blew me away from AEW this week.
I think they're trying to push Ty Conti now, though.
Good.
Yes.
Good. She's got the best behind in all of wrestling.
Here we go.
Hey, Mark Henry said it. I can say it.
All right. That's about it for AEW. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Jay Cargill had a match. That was okay.
That was a squash.
Yeah, well, they're going to keep having her squash people until... Oh, and then they announced Miz and Mrs. on TNT. I mean,
the Cody Rhodes, the Rhodes to... Was it Rhodes to something?
Something to the Rhodes? Or...
Yeah. You don't...
Roads to Greatness or something like that?
You don't like that?
No, it's good for them for being able to get a reality show, but all it is, like I've already said that Ms. and Mrs. is a guilty pleasure for me. The shit is hilarious.
I need to go back and
It is hilarious, but I have to be in the right mood for it, right? And Cody and Brandy to me just don't seem interesting.
Well, you can give it a chance, though.
No.
Asshole.
No, you give it a chance.
I'm going to.
And we'll give you your own segment on the show where you get to talk for 5 minutes about it.
The rule doesn't actually work, Potsy. Just ask Michael Hayes. That rule doesn't actually work. What rule?
The doomed to repeat itself thing. I'm going to assume because Michael Hayes has been allowed to be blacker than Booker T for as long as he lived.
And called Mark Henry the N-word.
But both Booker T and Mark Henry have said Michael Hayes thinks he is one.
Yeah.
So Chris Barrett also loves Ms. and Mrs. And the best thing about that show, since you haven't watched it, is like anytime they interact with someone like Dolph Ziggler, okay, because Mike and Ziggler have been like best friends forever, although they've had great feuds in the ring too. But like Dolph will sit there and find out that Mrs. his mother-in-law has an Instagram account, and he'll follow her Instagram account, and then she'll start liking all of his videos, and she'll go back like 6 months and be liking them, and Maurice will be like, you can't like stuff from like 6 months ago. That's like stalking. That's like trolling him. That's like telling him you like him, Mom. And she's like, well, I do like Dolph. Dolph's a nice guy, and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, like, Dolph is sitting there with Mike, and he's like, hey, check this out. Your mother-in-law is like liking all my videos, man. Like, and he's like, you stop showing me that. This shit's funny, man. But there's an episode where Mike tells Maurice that she only has $250 to spend on the baby's birthday party, and she starts getting all this crazy shit going on, and she's getting it by basically saying that she'll do like podcast spots or commercials for it and all this other stuff. Hey, you know, I'm Maurice from the WWE. I could say that. I could sit there and say this is my favorite place. And they're like cutting her deals and stuff. So all of a sudden, like they get to the birthday party, and they got Ryan Cabrera sitting there singing a birthday song for her and all this other stuff, and Miz is sitting there like, how did you get all this for $250? And she goes, oh, I forgot to tell you, you're gonna have to put this on, and you're gonna have to sit there and do a commercial on your Instagram account for this place.
Oh my God!
And he's like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah, you gotta be in costume. You gotta be the Miz for it. You can't just be like Mike in a t-shirt and jeans. You gotta have the headband on it. And he's like, you pimp me out. You're my pimp. You're whoring me out. And she's like, whole thing only costs $200 though, Mike. And he's like, all right, I'm impressed. I mean, because they like rented out like this like jungle gym place and everything in like the middle of Manhattan.
Hey,
you know,
hey, did what she had to do.
And each time she's like, you know, getting told, hey, the birthday cake's going to cost $200. And he's like, you buy that birthday cake, you only got $50 left. And then she's like, okay, give me just a minute, honey. You go get the car ready. And before you know it, she's got the birthday cake, and it's like $18. You know.
Awesome.
That shit was hilarious, man.
I gotta check that out. Okay.
Maurice can pimp me out. Yeah, well, you're not
easy,
wrong there,
easy,
Joseph.
Joe, easy.
Yeah, we gotta maintain PG
13 at least.
Yeah, rated R. We're fine.
Okay.
We're fine.
Superstar.
So I really don't remember a lot from AEW. The things I did remember, I really liked. I liked Pinnacle. I liked the speech that they gave. I don't care for the whole Cody Rhodes QT Marshall shit. I think it's garbage. I am excited about seeing Christian in the ring.
Yes.
I'm actually really excited to see him wrestle Frankie Kazarian because I think they'll put on a hell of a match. And then of course Kenny Omega leaving the Bucks.
I wonder what that's going to look like.
Well, it's going to be interesting, you know, but it's natural, right? Kenny's a heel. The Young Bucks are kind of tweener baby faces. They really don't know what the hell they are, which kind of sucks because, you know, it'd be nice for them to make a decision, right? But it does kind of make sense for Kenny to go with the Good Brothers at this point and see where that goes. And obviously, I think it's leading to a whatever they call their anniversary show, Double or Nothing, where it'll be the Young Bucks versus the Good Brothers. Okay. You know, maybe even title unification.
Well, no, the Young Bucks don't. I mean, the Good Brothers don't have the titles anymore. FinJuice does.
Oh, that's right. They lost them.
Yeah, and FinJuice took it back to New Japan.
See, that's how much I pay attention to Impact.
Yeah, and matter of fact, coming up now, their champion, Rich Swann at their next pay-per-view is going to be title for title
against Kenny Omega. Yeah. Although I have a feeling that's going to have a botch ending, just so that they don't have to give titles away. But I don't know. Maybe they will give the title away.
Because Impact seems to have a working.
Well, they've got working relationships with just about everybody. All of them do at this point. And a lot of people think Impact's already owned by Tony Khan. So
possibly because he shows up every week.
He does, doing his paid for by commercial, and apparently Kenny Omega interrupted this one this week. So I am gonna say though that I just recently watched NXT because I didn't get to watch it Wednesday night, and holy shit, like I don't know how they're not doing the ratings that AEW is doing, because week in, week out, leading up to Stand and Deliver, they are delivering not just the goods, but the whole fucking show.
One thing that surprised the piss out of me is they let, and I think because he was made outside of the WWE, they let LA Knight lose his debut match.
No, I think Bronson Reed's getting ready to get called up.
You're thinking he's going to get pushed?
So I think there's going to be a mass call-up after WrestleMania.
There always is.
There always is. But I think there's going to be a mass call-up after WrestleMania this year. And because of that, a guy like LA Knight, who just came in, started running his mouth, and then went up against the guy who just recently was going after a major title in NXT, he deserved to lose that match. Yeah. Okay. You know, okay, if you're a big guy, you pick a fight with a big guy.
Oh, no, or if you're a new guy, you pick the fight with the biggest guy.
No,
you need to whoop his ass to prove you're a tough guy.
Okay, if you're in prison, yes, you try to whoop the ass of the biggest guy.
That's prison, that's school.
Well, I agree, but my point to it is that LA Knight knew he was going to lose to Bronson Reed. Like, he did not think he was going to win that match. There's no way. No, there's no way. There's no way. Okay. So we get a great segment between William Regal and Johnny Gargano after Regal announces that this week they're going to have a 12-man battle royal, and the last 6 guys, depending on their elimination spot, determines their gauntlet location night 1 of Stand and Deliver. And then, of course, Johnny Gargano goes into the office and he's like, Mr. Regal, how could you do that to me? Like, how is this fair to me? I don't have any time to get ready for that guy. And he's like, and he's like, so you said that there's going to be a 12-man battle royal? Yes. You said that the 6 men who are at the finals of that their order is gonna determine where they come in the gauntlet match? Yes. And the winner of that gauntlet match is gonna face me on night 2 of Stand and Deliver? Yes. Johnny, I'm not sure why I'm not getting what you're trying to say here.
You're Mr. He said you're Mr. What do you call himself? Mr.
He kept calling himself Johnny Takeover, so he's like, well, if you're Johnny Takeover, you should be able to just handle anything, right? And Johnny gets so mad that he storms off and he goes, I'm not closing the door. I'm not closing the door. And he yells it twice. And I love that. I love it.
Who was it that laid out my man to the moon? It was
Roderick Strong.
He was trying to get Roderick Strong. He was trying to buy.
Well, he's like, we could get some new merchandise, like it would say undisputed. Okay, maybe not that one, but well, they got to do something with Roddy. Roddy's too good of a talent to sit there and.
But right now, Cameron Grimes is gold, because when he got knocked on the floor, it's like, that's all you. That's all you. Just on the floor, still yelling and throwing money. It's like, oh God!
Hey,
I'm loving Cameron Grimes right now.
I didn't say this, but did you hear I pulled a Cameron Grimes this week? I made money off of GameStop.
Oh damn!
Yeah. GameStop stock went down to about $126 a share.
But you didn't pull Cameron Grimes' money.
No, I didn't.
You can't make a video. To the moon.
No.
Okay.
No, but I did make about $200.
Nice.
And the only reason why I didn't make more is because I set what they call a stop limit on my stock price.
That's when you need the APA to show up and be like,
dude, that would be awesome if Cameron Grimes paid for the APA.
Oh my God! No, he said you're gonna close the door.
Well, Bailey would say that too.
Ding dong, hello.
Could you go through the door, please?
Oh, God.
So I set a stop stop limit on my stock price. Do you know what that means? So when you're buying stocks, just so everybody knows, you basically buy the stock. So you have however many shares, right? Well, on this day, GameStop was at like $120. I bought it when it got to about 130.
Right.
And then it shot up to like $170, right?
Okay.
So I was up $40 a share. I bought 8 shares of it, so about $320 or whatever. And then like I set a low price to sell it at 165.
Okay.
So it kept flirting with like 175, 180, and then would come back down. And it dropped to 157 and automatically sold my shares because it sold it at 160. So I was fine with that because I made like $30 a share on it. It's $240. If I had just let it go for the rest of the day and then sold it at the end of the day, I would have made like $60 a share.
Oh, damn.
But I'm okay with it because it's such a volatile stock that I like I looked at it again today. I'm like, it's still $179. No, I'm not buying it. Because right now it's doing like the 170, 180. Yeah. We need a new APA. You know who would have been a good new APA? Would have been Occam and Razar.
Yeah.
Those guys, especially if they had kept Paul Ellering.
Yeah.
They would have been a great APA. But more stuff on NXT, man. Like you got the tag team title match with the women.
Yes.
You got the fact that because of the Karrion Kross and Finn Balor versus Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch match last week, Danny Burch got hurt, so they have to. So they're stripped of the titles, and that immediately said. And this is why I love the storytelling of this. Oney Lorcan wants revenge on Karrion Kross, so he wants a singles match against Karrion Kross. Bad idea.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking.
He got some good offense in. And did you see the side of Karrion Kross's face when that match was over based on those slaps? Like, he had blood welts on his dude. Like,
and his chest.
But right here.
Yeah.
Because Kross kept going like this, like during that interview with Balor. He's like, he just keeps going. Because you know that when you get slapped like that, that shit burns.
Oh yeah.
But on top of that, he had those blood blisters welling up.
Oh
like
my God.
I was waiting for his jugular to pop. Like, because I mean, it was just.
I'm glad he didn't. Because if he's hitting him that hard, if he'd have cupped it, he could have busted his eardrum.
Oh yeah. You're not wrong. And you know what I like about that? Not the blowing out eardrums or anything like that.
The real hits, the snug.
The snug hits, but like, okay, Big Show every time he's ever chopped somebody, he's really chopped them, right?
Ric Flair too,
and Walter, but we're gonna talk about Walter because
that's gonna be
it came out of nowhere too. But where
did that come from?
We're gonna talk about that in a minute. But the fact that these guys are only working once a week right now. Mm-hmm. Means that their body shows the welts from it.
Yeah.
Because when your body's all calloused up, you don't, and that's something Jim Ross has always talked about, saying when you go to the top rope and you take those 10 strikes, you want to see something. You want to see, and he always said you want to see DNA because you want to see blood, but you don't necessarily need to see blood. But you do need to see something.
Yes.
Right? And you need to see a welt, you need to see red, you need to, and you never saw any of that.
No.
Right now in professional wrestling, because there's no touring or anything, you see it because their body is adjusting to it, and that's why I'm telling you, man. Like, the fact that these guys are having these 5-star quality matches on week in, week out basis, like Finn Balor, for example.
I think it's because they're not doing the house shows.
No, because that keeps them going. It keeps them in practice. It keeps them snug when it comes to the moves. So the difference though is that, like, they've adapted, and nobody ever thought they could. You know, everybody always thought you have to tour 300 days a year. You know, and WCW proved you had to tour 150 days a year, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
The once a week for NXT is showing how tough they. Yes. No doubt.
Yes.
And so it's also showing how deep their roster is. Like the fact that Johnny Gargano is the North American champion and nobody seems to care about him is because there's so much other good talent there. Like we all have to assume that Finn Balor's getting ready to be called back up.
Yeah.
Right? Or Finn Balor's going to beat Karrion Kross, and Karrion Kross is going to get called up. Hell, they both could get called up because Vince doesn't give a shit about the NXT title.
Which, so, leads me to what we talked, Walter. You think they'll call up Walter?
No, but you want to talk about it?
Yes, let's do it.
All right.
Because...
So, a couple weeks ago...
Hey, Mike Turner. Said Chop Tino, LOL. Oh, no!
Don't you dare. This is a no chop zone.
No chop zone.
So a couple weeks ago...
Oh. She said, am I too late? Are we talking about boring stuff?
We are, but it's good.
It's good stuff.
Katie, you could always watch as soon as the episode's over, but she's an hour and a half into the show and she's asking if we're talking about wrestling. Yeah, of course we're talking about wrestling now. Shit, but but we're talking about the best wrestling show on the planet right now. So a couple weeks ago, I'm sitting there wondering, what are they doing with Tommaso Ciampa? Like, the dude's let his hair grow out. You know, and it's not coming in great.
And he shaved his beard. He trimmed his beard.
Well, it's straighter.
I think because his hair's coming out, it's pulling his beard.
it's like Wooly Willy.
Yeah.
But so anyways, like a couple weeks ago, we're sitting there wondering what are they going to do with him, because he's too good of a talent to just be in a tag team. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why he'd be in a tag team is probably because he's nursing an injury or whatever else. Or he's trying to get the other guy over. Well, he's trying to get Timothy Thatcher over. What happened to Thatcher? Got beat down by Imperium?
And they took him, or something. I don't know what they're still.
He's just gone.
So I'm thinking Thatcher's going to join Imperium, but then Wolf wasn't with them this week either.
So here's what's interesting.
But also,
but hold on. Let's actually talk about what happened.
Okay.
Ciampa comes out while Walter's out there, and Walter just beat the shit out of Drake Maverick like that, right? And Ciampa comes out and he goes, you know, last week I said that you intrigued me. Well, it wasn't you that intrigued me. I misspoke. That
intrigued.
And the crowd just ate it up.
Goldie too.
And he's like, how about Walter, Ciampa, UK title at Stand and Deliver? And Walter's like, no. And Ciampa just slapped the shit out of him.
And then he proceeded to get his ass whooped.
Well, he did, but I'm going to tell you what sold this was the fact that the two guys were holding him, and Ciampa had around his neck.
What was that? I was trying to figure out what's on that necklace.
It's a gift from his daughter.
Is that what it is?
So his 3-year-old daughter,
Belle,
made that for him. I think her name's Willow.
Yeah, Willow's bell. I knew it was something.
Right.
Yeah.
So in fact, it's probably a bell. On a design.
So I wonder if that was in script or he just ripped that off. Because if he ripped that off and it was like a suit.
Oh no, it was scripted.
Oh, okay.
It was scripted, and he rips it off, and you could see the vitriol. Okay, like straight up vitrial coming out.
He's trying to get it
because he's on his knees being held down, and he's kicking up vehemently, trying to just make you realize that right there is probably one of the 3 most important possessions in his life, and then Walter does it. We talked about the big show chops. We talked about the slaps that Oni Lorcan had given Karrion Kross.
Out of him.
When he hit Ciampa with that chop, it sent ripples into it moved the plexiglass windows.
And when Ciampa folded, that wasn't a work.
No.
He chopped the piss out of him.
And you know that he sat there and he said, if we're gonna sell this match in 1 week,
yeah,
you're gonna have to hit me.
That was a damn shoot, because you saw his whole. I think
you saw the life fall out of him.
I was about to say
you literally, it was like a cartoon where the ghost pops out of his head.
I think he chopped his soul out. that hit his soul. His soul said, "Fuck it, I'm out."
And yet it wasn't. It went right back into him because he kept trying to claw his way back to the gift from his little daughter.
Oh my
god! And I'll tell you, I am more interested in a match that had no build up at all 2 weeks ago.
Right there, that's all it needed.
And you know what I think it was? I think they were afraid Walter wasn't going to make it because he had to get a visa. He had to be able to be allowed back into the country, and somehow, lo and behold, he is. Now, the interesting thing is going to be, you asked, does Walter get called up? No.
Does he lose that title then? But if he loses that title, so does that mean that Ciampa goes to the UK?
Yeah. Which would really sell that show on Peacock, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But on top of that, it also puts Walter in line to be the guy that goes against Karrion Kross.
If they don't call up the other big dude we were talking about,
Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
Well, but no matter what, I think what we're seeing now is we're seeing Walter being pushed over to regular NXT, which is.
Does he bring all the Imperium with him then?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Or Desmond Wolfe stays and Timothy Thatcher stays over there. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like 4 or 5 guys that they're going to send over.
Killian Dane, I wonder if they'll send him over there.
Well, he's gone right now, and that's what Drake Maverick was doing.
That's what I'm saying. Where is he?
He's like, where is he? That's
yeah.
why he had the golf club in his hand, and he was like,
because him and was it Wolf were all part of what's his name?
Eric Young's
faction.
Yeah. So, and then of course, okay. So that match intrigues me.
Yes.
Like I want Ciampa to win that title.
He will.
I don't know because by then Walter will have now held that title for over 2 years.
It's about time for him to lose it. That's
now granted, but at the same time, even though he's held it for 2 years, he hasn't had that many matches because the UK was shut down for so long.
Okay.
So but I also don't necessarily want to see Ciampa as the UK champion. I like the idea because it means I want to watch NXT UK because him versus Ilya Dragunov.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. That
match would be awesome. And there's a couple other guys that I would really like to see him mix it up with that are over there that aren't over here right now. But at the same time, I like the fact that right now it's people from the UK winning that title.
But who they got? Like the Dragunov guy could have won it. I wouldn't be mad if they let the Bruiserweight have another run at it.
Well, and that's just it. I think the Bruiserweight now is going to be full-time NXT, which he has been, right? So, and he's also with Pat McAfee's group and whatever.
Take Killian Dane over there.
I mean, take anybody. Take Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa and have them do a tour of the UK for a little while. I'd be completely fine with it. But Johnny's got to drop the one title to go over there, right? I just think that it's interesting that immediately that match became more intriguing than almost all the other major matches that they've got going on. Ciampa getting called down if he's going to NXT. I don't think it would be a long-term thing, Chris Barrett. I think that it would be to get eyes on the product.
It's kind of like when they called Finn back down.
It's kind of like when they put Kurt Angle on ECW.
Yeah.
They did it because they wanted him to wrestle the younger guys to get them ready to go to the main show.
Can we talk about this cruiserweight? The Devlin.
Yeah.
How awesome was that? They're in the middle of the ring going at it. Sean Speaks it comes on. He doesn't say a damn word. He just walks up, looks at him.
Well, hold on. Let's talk about the match first. Don't ever take something away from Kushida like that.
Oh yeah.
Jordan Devlin versus Kushida was a nice reintroduction of Jordan Devlin to NXT. The fact that and I guess they've decided he didn't do any of the stuff that they were originally thinking that he might have done.
Michael Turner was asking, do you guys think Nikki Cross will show up at the women pay-per-view?
At the women pay-per-view? Oh,
WrestleMania. I'm sorry, WrestleMania pay-per-view.
She hasn't been on TV for a while, Michael. So they might get her into a women's battle royal, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And they probably will have a women's battle royal just because it'll probably be
just so they can get all the women in.
Yeah, it'll probably be the pre-show. So, at the same time, so
Kushida versus Devlin.
Kushida is so good, man. He's so good, and they just don't give him the belt, And yes, okay. So after the match, They bring down what Io del Fantasma,
something like that, yeah.
And he comes down, and they just have the stare down, and then AEW happens. They send down a legend to totally ruin the moment.
Not really.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding because what Shawn Michaels did. Now, he did have his music come on.
Yes.
Did he need his music to come on?
No, but I think they were signaling for that. I think they were looking for that pop.
Right. They wanted to sit there and say exactly how special this moment is, and I get what they did. Like I'm saying, I get what they did. I was a little disappointed by the fact because they didn't think that these two guys by themselves had enough to do that. Because I would have loved for Phantasma to come down, take the mask off, and sit there and say, ladder match. And that's it.
Well, I think this is more because they're doing the whole thing, the whole
WrestleMania
nod,
10.
They're doing the whole nod to HBK and Razor Ramon to have HBK come down, not say a damn word, pull the ladder out, put it in the ring, and walk away. That's all. That's like the Undertaker.
You know what?
HBK not saying a word, just going.
But you know,
WrestleMania.
But you know what it did was it took all the star power off of the two wrestlers. Because now I want to have Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee.
No.
Anyway.
It did what they needed to do. And I took it for what it was. I appreciated it. I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool.
It was a nice nostalgic moment.
Yeah.
You know, and the only thing that would have changed it up any would have been if Triple H did it, right? And
well, Triple H wasn't part of that ladder match for the two belts hanging up. There's a reason they had Shawn Michaels do it.
Yeah, but they've unified belts and done stuff like that in the past with in fact, I think Triple H versus it was Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton. Never mind.
Shut up. And it was cool. Shawn Michaels did it because of Razor Ramon.
It was.
Now if they did, Chico, if he'd have come out,
you do realize that what it really was though for them was trying to grab ratings.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys see that Shawn Michaels just showed up and did it?
Yeah.
You know, and let's go ahead and talk about what really was the main event. Not even a wrestling match, and not even a fight.
Oh, when he knocked Regal out.
So folks, the end of NXT was
signing, wasn't it?
It was a contract signing. It was Adam Cole, it was Kyle O'Reilly, and you know, I told you a long time ago when these guys signed, we were sitting in a car with Jason Ingram, and I said that these two guys were amazing wrestlers, but Kyle O'Reilly was never going to get looked at as prime championship material in WWE. And he's not. He's never going to be Roman Reigns. He's never going to be Drew McIntyre. He's never even going to be Daniel Bryan. He might get a match with Daniel Bryan.
Okay, we'll see.
But everyone already says as well that Adam Cole might not get to that level either because of his body shape.
Yep.
Because of how small he is. They say if he had 3 more inches, he'd be there.
You got Rey Mysterio, you got Daniel Bryan, you got all these little...
The reason why Rey Mysterio got there, though, let's be real. The reason why Rey Mysterio got there was because he was the only guy 5'3" that did it.
Okay.
You know? Daniel Bryan got there because CM Punk wasn't there. Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart got there because all the big guys left at that time.
Okay.
So there's always a reason why the little guy finally gets over like that. And it's up to them to maintain it, right? But again, we got probably the best interview segment between those two since they've been in NXT. And you know that Adam Cole wasn't looking at Kyle O'Reilly as his opponent for that speech moment. He was looking at Britt Baker as his opponent because he's like, I'm not going to be outdone by my girlfriend.
Yeah.
He's like, I've got to put all this into it. And him sitting there saying that you know, the Undisputed Era basically had to climb on his back and ride with him. And Kyle O'Reilly, they made him a white meat babyface immediately. when he sat there and said, I want my soul back.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I'm like, Kyle, you got a red beard, man. You're never going to get that soul back.
He lost his smile.
Kyle O'Reilly? No. Kyle didn't lose his smile. Adam Cole lost his smile.
Oh, okay.
And he hadn't gotten it back yet.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing ladder matches have more than one ladder. Bring back the one ladder match. We don't need 17 ladders in a match.
No, now having Chris Barrett having said that, I was on YouTube and I watched where they did the anniversary and they had Shawn and Razor watching that match, and they even said like, back then he said that was the only ladder that was in the building. He said nobody thought of, well, what if this ladder breaks? You're like,
and now there's 17 of them under the ring,
which is why they have the extra ladders, I'm sure.
Brett and Shawn got over because Pat was there. Ray got over because Eddie died. That's not true. Ray was over in WCW before then. And then Bischoff made him take his mask off. What's up?
Eddie the belt. Yeah, Eddie.
Yeah, but the Eddie thing was the same time that they gave Benoit the belt. And it was two smaller guys who came from WCW who were told they'd never amount to anything. And they were better workers than everybody else.
All right.
You know, there's reasons behind this stuff. And Kyle O'Reilly probably is one of the 10 best workers in WWE. And probably even higher than that. It's just he's never had the opportunity to do it against Seth Rollins at the WWE level. They might have met back in Ring of Honor. Joe, you'll have to figure that out for us. But we don't have enough time to sit here and continue talking about this because we got to move on to other stuff.
What I said would happen happened. At the end of the night. We'll talk about it later.
At the end of the night?
The triple threat. I called that.
Oh, everybody knew that was coming.
Okay.
Like, what I liked was that they kept giving the different ideas of what could happen with that match. You know, well, fine. If you don't think that you want it to be a triple threat, have Roman versus Edge on night 1, and then I fight the winner on night 2.
Yes.
Okay. We all would have been down with that.
Is Edge heel?
Yes.
You can't. Vince don't like 2 heels, so you got Edge.
But
you got Roman.
You can have 2 heels in a match as long as there's a babyface in the match.
All right.
And there's a babyface. And you can have, like right now during this whole COVID era, you can have 2 heels in a match because you can make one of them a babyface that night. You can do it because you can just pump in sound. You know, it's going to be a little bit different with 25,000 people in Tropicana Arena. Like, nobody knows. Like, are you going to boo Roman? Yeah. Are you going to boo Edge? Yeah.
You think so?
Now you will. You don't think that entire crowd's just going to be going like this? Of course they are.
So we'll get to that. I just wanted to point that out.
So there's only a couple things from SmackDown I really do want to talk about.
And one of them, that's one match I am so excited and ready to see.
Seth versus Cesaro? Isn't it amazing how well we know each other? Like, okay. The swing in the backstage area. Poor Shinsuke losing the match to lead to this moment. But that swing in the backstage area, Tino, could have went so wrong.
Yeah.
And when Vince sits there 5 years ago or however long ago it was and said that Cesaro wasn't ready to grab the brass ring, fuck yourself.
He snatched that bitch out the ceiling.
He knows that right now after signing his new contract, he knows Vince is in his pocket right now. Like he's getting the push. This is his first singles match at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. And why does it happen? Probably because Seth said, I don't have an opponent. And Vince was like, well, we just signed Cesaro. Yeah, let's do it. I want to point out.
And I bet you he'll put Cesaro over.
I want to point out that Claudio Castagnoli and Tyler Black, 2 former Ring of Honor guys who had plenty of great matches, are going to do everything they can to steal that show because they go on night 1. And how much you want to bet, Tino, they open the show?
If they open that show, that's going to be a hard thing to follow.
Well, I want to go ahead and point out what I think is going to open night 2. Let's see if Tino can guess my thoughts here.
I'm trying to think.
It's another SmackDown match, so I'll make it real easy for you.
Big E.
Nope.
You're not going to do the triple threat.
Nope.
I don't know. Tag?
Nope. It's a singles match. Came out of nowhere.
I'm trying to... Oh, the KO. The KO Sami Zayn match.
Yep. KO versus Sami Zayn. I can guarantee to you, and I swear, this is how this...
You think he'll finally win a pay-per-view?
Who, Sami Zayn?
No. They're going to bury KO against the Sami can go right?
KO beat Seth Rollins last year at WrestleMania.
I'm talking about here lately. He's lost about every pay-per-view.
Well, here's what I want to say. Kevin Owens is watching as Daniel Bryan's doing exactly what Kevin Owens did for like the last 5 months, right? So I bet the conversation with Vince McMahon went like this. Kevin, you've done everything that we've asked of you. Everything. WrestleMania's coming up. We don't have an opponent. What do you want to do?
Generico.
I can guarantee Kevin Owens is the one that said, give me Sammy at Mania. We can make it work. We can make it work with 2 weeks notice. And we can make people believe that this match means something. And you look at the history between those two guys.
Oh, yeah.
Like I can already assume that the package that they're going to show to lead into the match at WrestleMania is going to be the entire history, maybe
like
even showing...
Like they did with Rhea and Gonzalez? Was it? No.
Yeah.
Rhea and Gonzalez.
But the question is whether or not they'll have Ring of Honor footage of Kevin versus Generico, or if they'll just go NXT footage from when Kevin Owens actually busted his back up after he won the title and he stole the title from him, or if they'll just stick with, what was it, like a year that the two of those feuded on Raw and SmackDown?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The fact is that what I think they're going to do with Night 2 of WrestleMania is opening match is going to be Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, and those two guys are going to make it impossible for anybody else to compete with them. And then what you're going to see is you're going to see what should always happen, and you only normally see it at like SummerSlam, which is all the talent sitting there going, I gotta have the best match on the card tonight.
Yep.
How the fuck do I do that after seeing that?
Yep.
So, Joe McClain says, I don't think O'Reilly and Tyler Black ever faced each other in... So Tyler Black, obviously, with Seth Rollins. Kyle O'Reilly I think they might have, because Kyle O'Reilly was there for a really long time. It would have been towards the end of Tyler Black's run, though. So Joe, you're gonna have homework. Sorry.
He's gonna write you another paragraph on Facebook.
I might actually read that one. I'd like to know what happened with it. They need to make Zayn KO a Brett versus Owen style match. I want to see those two guys in a no holds barred, falls count anywhere, must have a winner match. That's what I want. In fact, I'd love for them to have a loser leaves town match, and then the other one has to show up on Raw the next night. Hell, have one of them show up on NXT the next night.
Yeah.
Like that would be that would be something for me. Bianca versus Sasha. I don't like the build up. The match is going to be terrific.
It's going to be phenomenal, yeah.
The match is going to be terrific, but I'm really not sold by the build up. Like it's sad because it's like this, okay? On Raw, you've got Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. That's going to be a WrestleMania match, right? Do I care about any of the build up? All I care about is Braun Strowman throwing him off of the boat. Or maybe throwing him from the ring into the boat. Like
slam dunk.
Like that's all I care about. I don't.
Are the women's tag belts? Who are they fighting?
Are they fighting at Mania?
It's not Mania.
You know what? If I had to guess, by Mania it'll end up being Natalya and Tamina versus Nia and Shayna.
Oh, but wait, one thing about another WrestleMania, we don't want to go back and talk about Raw, but
we haven't talked about Raw.
I know, but it's not a whole lot happened. Ripley came out.
Yeah, we can talk about Raw. I mean, we already talked about the triple threat match and everything else. So
Ripley came out and was it after Asuka match, or was Asuka doing a promo? I don't remember.
So I'm disappointed by the build-up. I'm really disappointed by the build-up on this one. We got Charles Scales watching out there in like Hollywood, California. I'm not sold on the build-up, and here's why. All you had to do, and I probably am stealing this from Busted Open. I think that they're who said this, and it was a really good thought. You have Rhea Ripley come out. You have her sit there and say, Asuka's beaten everybody, but she hasn't beaten me, right? Okay.
No, she did that one time already.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
You have her sit there and come out, and I don't think she has.
She did it, Shayna. Remember Shayna was talking about she beat everybody when she was a champion?
Right. But Rhea hasn't said that.
That's what Rhea said before she beat her. Shayna was bragging about how she beat the whole women in NXT, and Rhea came out and was like,
Yeah. But she hadn't done it with Asuka.
Oh, okay.
So you could have done that, but then you have like 5 other Raw women come out and sit there and go, bitch, you haven't beaten me either. Right?
Or Bianca could come out and say, you don't go here.
Hold on. And you proceed to have like a 6-way elimination match.
Okay.
And Rhea Ripley wins that elimination match, which then makes her the number 1 contender. Or you decide to have a Royal Rumble, like a mini Royal Rumble on Raw, where you have 15 women sitting there, and then as number 15 comes out, it's Rhea Ripley. Oh shit. Everybody loses their mind because it's like, we totally forgot that she was even supposed to be debuting. And then she throws everybody over. You do something like that. Just coming out and going, Charlotte got COVID. I want the match. Fuck you. Like, that is the laziest booking I've ever heard. Joe, am I right?
Yeah.
Joe's got to agree with me. That's like the laziest fucking booking of all time.
What's going on with the Hurt Business?
What is going on?
Do you think they're going to break up the Hurt Business?
I think they might lose a member, but they may gain a member.
No, because right now, Cedric and Shelton are kind of on the outs.
Well, that's because
outside looking in.
That's because they keep losing.
Yeah.
Like,
just said yes.
Like, how do you lose the tag team championships to the New Day again, knowing that at this point the New Day's Big E on the other show?
Yeah.
Okay, and because they want the New Day so bad on the other show, they put him with Montez and
Street Profits.
Why can I never remember the other guy's name?
Now you get me doing Montez, Ford, and I hate you because I any other time I don't remember his name.
And you know who I want to say, but it's wrong.
D'Angelo Dawkins.
Angelo Dawkins. D'Angelo Dawkins.
Thinking of the Pope.
D'Angelo De Niro.
Yeah.
No, the laziest booking has to be New Age Outlaws at WrestleMania.
Oh.
Having no New Age Outlaws at WrestleMania. Well, yeah, no. One of them just had a heart attack, and the other one works for the competition.
I mean, it comes down to Rhea versus Asuka, so at least the final result is worthwhile. But yeah, that's lazy.
So Joe's only saying that exact statement because of what I said about getting to the triple threat match at WrestleMania on the men's side, where he said that the booking was extremely garbage and everything else. And, I'm paraphrasing here, Joe. I'm not going to go with your phrase that your entire statement that you did. But fact is that we got to the match that we want. It's just, it took away from what makes the build-up time to WrestleMania so important.
Yeah.
And it's so it angers me a little bit. So with that said, we have Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre.
We may be losing a person in the Hurt Business and getting a new. So
that's what I said.
I know. No. I'm because that made me think of something. Remember, Rocky, Die. The Rock came back and joined the Nation of Domination. Okay.
Yep.
You need somebody in the Hurt Business who hadn't been around. Read my mind. Who hadn't been around? They can bring back
Keith Lee.
See, we do know each other so well. You think Keith Lee would be a good fit in that, or you think?
I think the storyline that you would write to make that work is this: is MVP would see Keith Lee backstage, tying his boots, and he'd be like, "Did you see what I did for Bobby? I could do that for you." And what that would start is it would start Keith Lee being the muscle behind the muscle, right? And then you'd get to the point where, like, Lashley would sit there and be like, "Get him!" And Keith Lee would just, first couple times he would do it, and he'd never get thanked for it, right? So he'd sit there and he'd start getting irritable from it. MVP is... I'm going to say that MVP is the MVP of Monday Night Raw. Especially since he started bringing that pimp cane down.
Oh my God.
Like he hurt his ankle the one week, and he sat there and said, "Bourbon is a way to make that all feel better." And then suddenly he's walking down with that cane every week, and I'm sitting there like, that son of a bitch made it work.
And pretty soon he's going to come down with the Godfather.
He's just going to come down with some hoes.
No, we can't do that.
He can come down with women.
No,
Just can't call them hoes
They'll
anymore.
get canceled.
Well, it just won't show up on Peacock.
Yeah.
How is it? How is that? So, okay.
So Keith Lee could come back and.
So we've got Randy Orton
Yep.
versus
The new Fiend.
the catcher Fiend. He's wearing like the catcher gear.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, he just needs a catcher mask. He'll look like Yogi Berra.
I don't know if I'm digging that new Fiend.
No, not digging the new Fiend. I think what happened was Bray Wyatt right now.
They have to be working women.
Got to put him through college. That's what it is. You know, at the Performance Center, that's at Full Sail University.
Hey, there you go.
Put him through college.
Anyway,
It was terrible.
yeah,
It was terrible. We got a week before WrestleMania?
Yeah.
So it's WrestleMania next Sunday, or is it the week after?
Week after. Which, I don't like Peacock right now because we had this conversation. Usually, Sunday night's my family night, so I'm chilling with Nicole. So that last pay-per-view, I'm like, I'm going to go back and... Nope, you can't. You got to wait for it to finish before you can watch it again. I'm hoping they don't do that shit with WrestleMania. They better have that shit fixed before WrestleMania.
Don't expect it. They're saying those features won't be in there until August.
So I'll be watching Raw before I watch WrestleMania then? Because...
Well, I don't know. You coming over here?
Well, it's that Sunday. That's because... So right now...
You want to do Saturday night here?
We'll do Saturday here. Yeah, because every other Sunday...
Do you want to do Do you want to tell the audience right now that we'll do a show after that first WrestleMania night?
I want to finish my sentence.
Oh.
That's what I want to do. So every 2
You didn't even
weeks
finish
right
your
now,
drink.
Yes, I did. Keep going.
Okay.
Every 2 weeks right now, our youth group's meeting 6 to 8. So that means when I get home,
Gotta tell them you're not going this week. It's WrestleMania, man. Gonna have to have youth group at the house.
I can tell you don't go to church. You need Jesus. So I'm probably not gonna get to watch WrestleMania, like I said, till Monday.
I had a good...
with that, if they don't do the repeat that night or whatever.
Oh, they'll repeat it immediately after. The thing is that nobody wants to wait for it to be on demand. Yeah. Like they want, and that's one of the things that Busted Open's been talking about. By the way, folks, I know I bring up Busted Open quite a bit. I listen to them.
I think we got to start paying them royalties, or we're going to.
They need to start. They need to start paying us. In fact, I almost sat there and said we'll host their show tomorrow because Dave LaGreca, the creator of the show, just threw his headset off and shut down everything today and got off the show.
Why?
Because his producer pissed him off so bad.
Oh my God.
And I don't know if it was a shoot or a work, because like Bully Ray is sitting there like, I guess this is the Bully Ray show now for the last half an hour of the show. Because Dave LaGreca was like, fuck this, fuck you, and fuck everything, and threw his headset off and just got off the show. And I'm sitting there like, That's how you get ratings.
Or let Adam Cole super kick you.
Well, yeah, like Pat McAfee. Well, I'm going to say that tonight we've actually kept an audience of at least 5 people live the entire broadcast.
Cool.
And I am so happy for it. I'm so proud of what we did. And I'm going to go ahead and say right now, because I know Tino wants to get off of here.
But Saturday, yes. Before WrestleMania, we may do a show after.
So plan on the possibility of a show.
Double check with the boss. But yeah, we'll plan on that possibility.
And then a Monday show to follow up on WrestleMania.
If I get to watch, yeah.
Well, by Monday you should have gotten something in there.
Yeah, I'll work as far as show. We'll figure it out.
Bubba's years working at ECW finally paying off. NBC should have kept the network. Chris Barrett, I guess we got 2 minutes left. The Peacock thing where they're actually sitting there messing with what's on the network. I knew that it was going to take them a while to get the content on to Peacock, and the way that they started making it sound was it was just going to be moving WWE Network from its own thing to putting it into
that's what I thought.
Like chunking it into Peacock as it's like a little sub app that you click on and it opens it up. And unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. And if your contract with WWE Network is already over, it means you have to be on Peacock to watch any of that new programming, like the Icons with Beth Phoenix, which I haven't watched yet. And I'm super interested in it because apparently throughout most of her career, she was told, we want you to be the next Trish. And she was like, I'm not Trish. And she had to find her way to be her own Beth Phoenix. Mm-hmm. And now, I mean, easily she's the best female commentator in wrestling. Yes. So lots going on there. Tino, I said already, I'm going to say it one last time. When it comes to the GameStop story of the week, if people want me to tell the craziest and most real GameStop story of the week that literally people lost their jobs over, we need 1,000 subscribers before I tell this story. I'm not even kidding. I will finally tell the story when we hit 1,000 subscribers, but I need your help getting people to watch the show because, like Tino and I said, we're pretty fucking funny. Yeah. Like we make you guys laugh. I'm pretty sure we make you laugh. So with that said, I'm gonna turn it over to this man so he can take us out of here.
All right, as always, later, y'all. Later, Barrett.
Later, Barrett.
As always, I want to say, please follow us on the Twitter machine. He's at Podcheck. I'm at HootieFan91. On the Insta, he's Rob Podcheck. I'm SC Tino. On Twitter, the show is Potsy and Tino. Facebook, we're the Potsy and Tino Show. You can always, you're on it now. Check us out on the YouTube page. Rob is on the Twitch as well. We want to say thank you to Adam's House Cats for the wrestling song. Check that out on iTunes for 99 cents. I beat you to it.
No, you keep going.
And as always, no, because I'm here already. And as always, out in Charlotte on the big hill, in that big house, you can hear, what's the TikTok? The TikTok is the Potsy and Tino Show. As always, on the hill, House on the Hill in Charlotte, you can hear Ric Flair. Which one? And he is saying,
woo! Good night, everybody.
Peace.
You better learn to love it, because whether you like it or not, I am the greatest of all time. Woo!